Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome. We're going to get right into the stock market charts. We've got some good price action this morning, so I want to point out exactly what I'm seeing. Guys, if you're new and you want maybe a little bit more up-to-date market follow-up, join my private membership. I only charge $5 a month. It's basically the smallest amount I could charge. But helps keep me motivated. Join that. I do give additional market insight. I gave some insight over the weekend to the members, and join up. Link in the description below if you want some more additional market insight. And then also take my stock market technical analysis course. That should help with your skill set. That should help you spot these trades in advance. So link in the description below. It's not free, but again, it's very affordable. And so link in the description below if you're interested in that. I've had a lot of really positive feedback on that. Okay, guys, so I'm going to get into it. We have now pretty much hit our price target, our profit target on that short trade on triple Qs. We'll look at the daily chart right here. You can see, again, I've been talking about this level for a while. This is the June lows, and this is the uptrend line. So you've got support, cluster of support, support, and then boom, right there at support. So we're at support right now. It's pretty objective, in my opinion, to cover your short trade. Looking at the hourly, there is a possible kind of small little dip set up. Let me go to the hourly here on triple Qs. You can see that we're basically, as of right now, have bullish divergence. So it's not confirmed yet, but you can see we basically have that divergence. We're making it low. We're hitting support. It's just an objective area to cover because you don't want to wait. We could continue lower, but we're at support with bullish divergence. And if we turn up on our momentum indicators, then that's going to be confirmed divergence. So all along, guys, I talked about when we got short a little while ago and we had that bull trap set up in here. This price action looked like bull trap setup to me. I was looking for at least the first bounce to pretty much start right here at about 303-ish, 304-ish. Anywhere right in there, and that's exactly where we're at now. So I have now covered most of my short positions, triple Qs. I haven't covered them all, but I've covered my triple Qs, my IWM. I covered my Amazon short. That was a 10% gainer on that one. Covered my SOXX, and even covered my Tesla. Although that one might not rally too much, but just looking for a bounce. And where do we bounce to? Well, if you go to the hourly, right here, we've got, this was kind of a plateau of support. So we could bounce up there. That's about 313.50. I'd say that's about where we'll bounce to if we're going to bounce. Okay, so I'm looking for a bounce this morning. And I'll probably reshort the thing back there at 314. That's all I got on triple Qs. Another one is wheat. So if I go to ZW and I gave this to my subscribers or my private group, I already told them about it. So you guys are going to be a little late to the party, but here's ZW and here's your wheat futures. Bullish divergence right here on the daily chart. You can see it, boom. Both momentum indicators, clear bullish divergence. We have this downtrend to watch and we're starting to break out. I'm looking for some impulsive buying. I think it's going to show up today, so we'll see, but that's what we're looking for on this is the wheat futures. And if you don't trade the futures, and then the profit target is probably hit that 200-day moving average, about 920. If you don't trade the futures, WEAT is a wheat ETN, and you've got this bullish falling wedge pattern right here, bullish divergence, and starting to break out. So I would look for a move up to the 200 as well, about 908. And from where we're at right now, that's a move of about 7.5% up to that 200 simple moving average. So I like that as a setup. Need to see some impulsive buying come in, but I think we're going to get it. And again, on that one, I just like it up to the 200 for right now. I think we're probably going to continue higher, but the first reaction is likely going to happen at about that 906, 905, somewhere right in there on wheat. Let's go through these FANG stocks here real quick. Amazon. Okay, so Amazon, we've got basically some support right in here, about 128.75. You can see that's kind of this gap fill zone. So you got this gap, another tag of it right there, just about. And you can see we're pretty much in that area of support right now. So to me, that's probably where you're going to get a bounce. I think the bounce is going to be muted, but it does look like we'll have a bounce. Maybe we got this downtrend line right here to watch, and we bounce up there. We could even run up and hit the 200 days. So again, I don't know exactly where it's going to bounce to. I'll have to see what the charts tell me, but I think we're due for a bounce. Google's in no man's land. I don't see much in Google. It could go either way from where we're at. Microsoft's coming into some support. You can see we've got, a little bit of support here. This was kind of former resistance, and we are coming down into that area of support. I have support about 263.30. So maybe a little more downside, but we're definitely coming into that area of support. Looking at the hourly here on Microsoft, you can see we have bullish divergence, although it's not confirmed. So we need to see these start to turn up to confirm, but this is, as of right now, a divergent low. So if the momentum indicators start to turn up, that will confirm this divergence, and it's going to tell me that we're likely going to get that bounce here in Microsoft. Apple's at the 200-day on the daily, so you can see here, boom, we're hitting the 200-day and we're getting that bounce. The algos are programmed to buy at the 200, especially for something like Apple. So Apple is likely going to get, it's going to catch a bounce typically at the 200, at least on the initial tag. Looking at the hourly, no real bullish divergence there in Apple, so it could just be a buy at the 200, and probably, if we're going to rally in Apple, it's probably going to rally up to here at about, this is sitting at about 167. That's likely the area where you probably want to reshort the thing, at least in my opinion. Let's flip over to gold and silver. Silver is kind of interesting here. This is the silver futures. You can see on the daily that we have this uptrend line to watch. And right now we're kind of below it, but it looks like the buyers are stepping in and they might recover it. And if they do, that's going to be a false breakdown or a bear trap. And should set silver up for a rally, most likely all the way back up here to about 2060, 2050 or so. So keep it, that's where resistance is at right now up here. So yeah, look for that. That's kind of interesting. And if that happens, you might see a nice sizable rally in some of these miners as well. These are the silver miners, SIL, silver miner ETF. You can see clear bullish falling wedge pattern and bullish divergence there on the momentum indicators. So I like it. There's no buy signal yet, so it's definitely just a bullish setup, not an actionable trade. But we get that bullish breakout above this wedge, and yeah, that should set us up for a run, probably to the 200-day moving average. And we've got some resistance right in this area at about 32. There's kind of two levels of resistance, one at 32 and one right there at about 20. Yeah, right in there, about 27.30. So that's how I see it playing out. You get the buy signal, probably hit that, get pull back or consolidation, and then run up there. That's the trade idea. No buy signal yet. Eli Lilly, LLY, still looks good for more downside. So whether we get a little bounce in the tech stocks, the healthcare stocks might sell off. You've got a bearish rising wedge, bearish divergence. This is on the daily chart, so this is signaling a larger drop and more of a trend trade to the downside. We broke here with the sell signal, back tested, and we're continuing lower. So you can see right there, more selling today, gapping down, and still holding weakness. So I think we're going to continue down to our target right now, about 284. That's the 200-day moving average, right down there, about 284-ish. I like it still for more downside. Oil. So oil futures, really no change. We're just it's kind of battling with the 200-day moving average right here. We'll see how that plays out. Looks like we had some bullish divergence on this daily chart. This was a divergent low right down in here. And so I think we're likely going to continue higher, honestly, in oil. Looking at XLE, some of the oil stocks, yeah, just continuing that uptrend. They're now starting to push up towards those highs. 92, 94 here on the XLE, up towards those highs. So I don't see any indication telling me that oil is not going to continue higher. It looks pretty strong to me. So no short here for sure. I would definitely be more interested in just sticking with longs until I see a change in character. Slight negative divergence on the hourly chart starting to show up. You can see here right there. So, maybe it's due for a small pullback. What you might want to watch on the hourly chart, you got this uptrend right here, it looks like. Just watch for a breakdown of that. And that could signal maybe a short-term pullback. But in general, the larger time frame, the daily chart, still looks pretty bullish to me. Okay, that's all I have for this early morning video. I'm going to get this out here. If we get that rally in the Qs and, some of the other growth stocks, then we'll just keep an eye on that. But for right now, looks like that's what's going to play out. And then wheat looks pretty interesting for a potential breakout. No buy signal quite yet, but it's right there on the edge. So going to get it out, guys, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.